So did you get a grade for it? All right, wait, was it your teacher that liked it, or did you just think you felt good about it?
Everybody liked it. I liked it. Mr. Planbeck said he liked it, although he could be lying, could be paid off by you or somebody. And then the students, I don't know what exactly they thought, but some of them came up to me, and a couple trans girls, for some reason, offered to carry my bag across campus. So that was kind of cool.
What?
Yeah, it was weird. Well, it was because it was heavy. I brought a lot of props, so it was.
What props did you bring?
I'll tell you later.
Not the torch to.
No. I took one of
Did
the.
not take that.
No, I took one of the stools. I'll put it back. Don't worry.
One of our stools,
Yes.
the black one.
Yes. However, it was. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the one that was already fucked up by the cat, and it was in front of the Star Wars fake pinball machine, and
Why
no.
did you need that?
To put the suitcase on, it was my stand
Why did you need the suitcase?
to have all my pictures inside, and it'd be.
Why did you need pictures?
Because okay, in order to do the thing, I needed visual aids. So the jockeys before the race thing is the important. God. No, they didn't let me do a PowerPoint because freaking Mr. Planbeck wouldn't let me use the projector. So I needed to have this stupid 8x10 fucking piece of paper with it on. So I needed to have all the students pass it around like it was freaking show and tell. Sucks.
Oh, you needed to have visual aid, but it wasn't a projector.
I mean, I didn't need to have visual aid, but for the speech to work, like if I described in 1879, Degas painted a painting and it looked ugly and nobody understood it and it's actually beautiful. Like, how am I supposed to do that just by describing it? No, it's funnier if I say Degas. It's funnier. Mom reveal. I've revealed my mother many times. My mom's actually not that camera shy, unlike my dad, but like she's on the internet all the time. It's just if you go to her Instagram account, it's just pictures of like me and like a rock, and that's about it. But wait, you don't need to eat it. Trust. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. It's all over. Anyways, we're getting over a debate over a speech I made today. For those who don't know, I'm in a public speaking class, and some of the parameters involving this public speaking class I'm not the biggest fan of, but we had to deliver a speech, and so because I don't want to get evicted from my house because I'm doing badly in my school, I decided to oblige and publicly speak, which is a thing I never do. So I made sure to do good. I made my parents proud. No, this is private because YouTube's a private company. Yeah, it's a private company though, so it's private speaking. It's not public speaking. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm sure the logic is totally fine. For those who want to know who that mysterious person who decided to yeah. Longtime friend, jazz musician, general musician in general, guy who I've known for a long time, nearly half a decade. This is Randy. He helped me get dinner. He helped me get McDonald's, and you know what? If he's feeding me, I'll feed him. He wants something. I don't actually eat it.
No, I'm not going to eat paper. My colon can take it.
Paper's bleached using certain chemicals, and it'll give you stomach ulcers.
Somebody knows I'm lactose intolerant. God damn it.
wait, Danny Taz. Wait. Did she? Do you think this person actually did that just to fuck with you? Because she knows it's
so
you.
Funny.
Because cheese is like a funny lolcopter random thing to say. So maybe she said that. That does seem like something. This does seem like something that she put just to fucking get to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny, who are you? And do you know Randall? Who the fuck?
I don't know if I know Danny. I don't know.
Danny, you better reveal who you really are behind that fake black lady profile picture. Oh.
No.
Yeah. Well,
that landed just incredibly.
Yeah, because you accidentally typed the great. Let me just put this. Wait, not that one.
That was a based comment right there.
Randy, poison yourself. Thank you.
Okay,
anyways, the profile picture is me. I know. It's just when I first saw it, I was so suspicious because I thought, it just looked too normal. It's like those Instagram scam accounts. Becky 45130654324. It's like those scam accounts, and they message you, "Hello, friend. My credit card got dropped down the toilet. I need your help." It's like one of those scam accounts. They try to like, if you know it's like a basic name and then followed by like 17 numbers, That's how you know it's fucked. But no, you're real. Especially because you have not asked me for my credit card number yet. I mean, you could as a joke, and I would not take you seriously, so it's fine. Your profile picture's cool. I don't mind that. It's like with those hostage ransom notes when they're made out of little clippings from newspapers, except your face. You're like a human ransom note. Randy eats ice cream for sure, so he can eat cheese. How did you know? Randy's actually eating ice cream right now. Isn't that right? He's totally not doing a bunch of math equations for losers. Well, you know, I think that he can eat ice cream. It's just what happens afterwards that matters. Like, I mean, I can technically down like some rice and beans, but like I'll do some shortly later. I might die. I also think that these pieces might be a bit too big. Speaking of which, there was a commenter recently on one of my paper streams who basically said, "You're gonna die, bud. You're gonna get stomach ulcers because paper is bleached with chemicals, and those chemicals will slowly eat a hole and thin out your stomach lining," which is cool and all. However, I looked it up. The main chemical is is called chloride. It's not chlorine, different thing. And it's a material used in industrial packing. And apparently, if you eat too much of it all at once, it'll apparently deplete the part of your blood that intakes oxygen, causing respiratory problems. Given my recent breathing problems, that certainly is alarming. However, I've been eating paper for a while, and my breathing problems seem to be very inconsistent. And, you know, I've had my blood tested. I might get them to retest my blood. However, we want to make sure that we're doing this relatively safely. Like, we already know that eating paper is an inedible thing. So is it safe? Not really. However, my goal is to get to day 1,000. For those of you who are listening right now, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it might not be very many people. But for those of you who want to know and want to know, like, if you can continue watching these particular series, I have made a executive decision. The reason why I'm dissatisfied with where the paper stream was always where the paper stream always was at, excuse my language, was because I wanted for it to end at least quadruple digits. I'll make it to day 1,000. That'll be my thing. And because there are some videos and some live streams and it's very inconsistent, I'm thinking about making a big grand playlist that I'm going to pin to the front of my channel with every paper reading installment in order. So people, especially because some of the stuff is on the main channel, because this channel got banned for a little bit, if you remember. It was because of the Adam Lanza video I made a long time ago. So, you know, I definitely don't want to die of a stomach ulcer. However, doing the math, we're at day 735, correct? Which means literally exactly 365 days from now, that is when it'll reach day 1,000 if I stay consistent, which hopefully I do. So, in order, I mean, technically 4 years because I took breaks, but if we're talking continuously, yes, 2 years. But exactly a year from this day, that'll be when I will retire the series permanently. And you'll get live streams of me talking, but it'll just be me talking probably. I just love talking on live streams. I don't really care about eating paper. I mean, that's just a thing I happen to be able to do and people like that or whatever. And I know a lot of people here tune in because it's a gimmick and it works, I guess. That's why the Godzilla YouTuber shouted me out. And I know just a live stream of some goofball talking isn't like as cool. Maybe I'll find some other gimmick to use to kind of market my whole thing with. But this series is not forever. It's going to end at day 1,000, if not sooner, depending if, like, say, I do actually contract a stomach ulcer, then we're going to have to make a new update video. But I just started the series back up again, so I'm going to just keep going and see what happens. Because, again, I got my blood tested, so that whole chloride bleaching chemical thing with the paper, we have not reached any conclusions about that. So, oh fuck, I forgot. Whoops, never mind. Well, it's going to be less than a year, 265 days. That actually makes things a little easier on me. So, yeah, we're good. Turns out I don't know how to do math. I was so focused on the ones place and the tens place, I forgot about the hundreds place. Whoops. I'll watch you eat grapes. Well, I mean, how many of you, and Ian, I know you're just going to vote no to be edgy, but I actually want to do a proper poll for this. How many of you would watch this if this wasn't for me eating paper? Like if it was just me talking about things important to me and interacting with viewers, how many of you would not just drop it because, oh, he's not eating paper anymore, therefore I don't need to engage with this anymore. He's doing boring shit like using words. So, how many of you would still watch if not for paper? Question mark. I would watch. Tee. No, I would not watch. Also, I'm a faggot. There we go. Must contain between 1 and 35. God damn it. I have to delete the faggot part. All right.
Because of the number of characters.
Yeah. Or I could just put I'm a faggot. Fuck. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Real poll. Thank you. I might do this poll or Paul, however you pronounce it, whatever. Do not, Dad, if you get on my case about pronouncing Paul or Paul or however you pronounce it, I'm going to. Not yet, he says. No. As in, take this poll and find out poll, like flagpole. Dumb poll. What is that? What is that a reference to?
It's a very old school reference. It was jokes that people would make about Polish people back in the day. It was like
That's really such a strange, really niche thing to think of.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a niche thing to just pull out of my ass.
I appreciate that. Think of other things that have the word "pole" in it. There's like a million things that pop in my head before that. Jackson Pollock. That's not good. That's cheating. If it weren't for me, y'all wouldn't watch. Exactly. So I'm trying to figure out what percentage of that people like Rodon Enthusiast have in his grasp of attention. Also, this is because I was. These are not hand tattoos. I promise you, I'm not Post Malone yet. I'm not a tattoo guy either. These are notes I wrote for a speech that I had to make in public speaking class, and everybody else wrote on their flashcards, and already a lot of my speech was just a big prop show. Like I had a big suitcase and I pulled out like a bunch of shit. I think I put some of the New Year's balloons in there, so when I opened it, and the balloons would just pop out, stuff like that. And I was like, what if instead of using flashcards, I would like write the speech on my body, but as the speech continues, it goes like down here, yeah, and there's shit on my arms, you see? So it would continue down my body, and then like it'd be like in my nipples and all that. And by the time I got to the end of the speech, the thesis is like on my dick or something. So I'd be like, in conclusion, we need to work to, something like that. Needless to say, I did not go 100% with the plan because that would get me expelled probably, but it was a hot idea. I only went down to my arms. That's as far as I went, It would be great if I could go with the full plan, but federal law and all that. All right. Well, I appreciate all the votes. Everybody seems to be extra nice about me just talking. It's great. So it's not just eating paper. I feel like me eating paper is honestly like 2% of the stream because I get distracted and I just keep talking about shit, whatever. Okay. Danny Taz is not a fan of laws either. Me neither, man. Me neither. Every time I've had an interaction with the law, it's just been relative to me almost breaking it, or it's me getting reminded by one of my parents, Brian, you're so close to breaking the law right now. Why don't you talk about all the millions of times I haven't gotten close to breaking the law? Come on, guys. It's brutal. No, dude, my dad would, when I started driving, my dad was really scared of me killing him and killing me and destroying everything. And I mean, legally, if I had one accident, it would fuck everything up because we worked so hard and I failed the permit test 7 times. So all of that work just to immediately scratch someone's bumper and then they'd see it and then write to the cops about it. It would ruin the whole thing. So, I mean, but I remember Dad said this really scary, daunting line to me. And he said, Brian, you can drive as well as you possibly can and work really hard to not get into an accident and nobody will care about any of that. What everyone's going to pay attention to is the one time you do get into an accident. Driving is a hard, thankless, dangerous job. I know what I already asked, but what are you still willing to be the subject of my documentary? If I change my mind, I would tell you. It's not gonna be like till April, but to be prepared. Yeah, no, I'll try to remember. Just I'll put it in my calendar. If you give me a specific day, when we should film. I'm guessing the plan is you just also wait, I gotta ask questions. What is this for? Is this for a school assignment? By the way, one of Caden's friends / ex-friends, I don't know where he's at. He wants me to be excuse my burp, the subject of his, excuse my second burp, subject of his documentary he's writing. He's making a documentary, and apparently I'm cool enough to be in his documentary. Dad, I'm going to be a movie star. He's eating spinach. He just turned around and there's some spinach in between his teeth. That's what he has to say about that. Deep down, he's excited for me, okay? Don't ignore his, seemingly, or his seeming lack of support. That's how would I say that? His apparent lack of support. There you go. Yeah, just give me a specific day out of April, and I'll just make sure to clear. Oh my God. He said, for those who didn't hear, he said, well, I am a parent. Shut up, man. Stop. He made only I think he made only 3 dad jokes today. So actually, it's fine. I have a book that I bought called Dad Jokes. I only bought that because when Raina hated bad jokes, and it wasn't even the fact that they were bad jokes, just the fact that I would say them to provoke her. That's what would kill her. And this book had some really bad jokes. Like they're not even dad joke bad. They're like a whole other level. Yeah, it's for film, but we can't make a mockumentary. So I thought it would be silly to just let you go off for 30 minutes and cut it off or cut it into something. Yeah, that'd be cool. And I know it's for school, so I'm gonna have to be relatively family friendly, but I mean, you can edit it. So, if I let anything slip out and fall out the car window, I have faith in you. I know you won't let anything slip. Also me and Caden are fine. Okay, that's good. Caden's just been extra weird in the paper streams and all that. I mean, he's doing this whole like weird, and listen, Avery is cool too. They're all great people. It's just like together they act weird. It's like quite literally like a reverse Yoko Ono situation where they've just gotten a lot less reciprocal. Like Caden he'll just pop into stream and be like, dude, I ate a 6 sandwich today. Also dabbing emoji. Also Wednesday is hump day. Happy hump day. And then he just leaves. I'm like, what do you add to this stream? You add nothing. You come in and you make some like random, it's like a RNG randomly generated thing. Some random Caden tagline with an additional dabbing emoji, and then he just leaves. I'm like, what am I supposed to get from that? Yes, Brian, everyone's aware of this. No, there are people in here, maybe even you, to the best of my knowledge, when I started making that statement, that but okay, it's because people are polite. People are courteous and just don't want to. But like for me, if it keeps happening, I'm going to keep acknowledging it. This is not like one and done, Brian. You're only allowed to acknowledge an annoying thing once, even if it keeps happening indefinitely till the end of fucking time. I'm like, sorry, man, it keeps happening. I'll keep talking about it. So, anyways, yeah, I know everybody's aware of that, but fuck me, man. It keeps happening. What am I supposed to do? Not talk about it? Silly. It's my stream. I get to talk about whatever the fuck I want. All right. We got 2 pieces left, by the way. Excuse me. Sorry about being irate. Just not a big fan of going like, oh my God, Brian, I've heard this one before. Because I mean, I do streams every day. This is like an everyday thing. It's like what, half an hour every day virtually of me talking. You're gonna get a couple of repeating record moments. And I was like scared of that when I was younger. When I was like in between, I realized when I got to like day 150 a long time ago, I'm like, dude, this is like, I will like have some stories I'll tell multiple times. But the overlap in people, like if people are still sticking around every stream, then they're already used to me repeating shit. And 2, lots of people there are new. So, But I think there's a point where I was like, holy shit. How do I feel about like saying the same thing over and over again? And the thing is that every time I talk about something, it's never exactly the same. The context is always a little different because my perspectives on things change. And, when perspectives change along with me changing, I think that people get a different read. Even if to me it might seem like, oh, great, I'm just retreading, I'm like reciting something. I'm really not. And if you go back to like times where I've repeated a story, you'll have to make a YouTube compilation of that. I mean, there's a lot of hours of the paper stream at this point. I wasn't saying not to talk about it. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I'm just I'm extra reactive when I see something in live chat because I can't see somebody's eyes, flutter or whatever. I can't see the fear in someone's eyes. I can't. I can't. I don't really know what's behind it, so I only have to assume the worst. You know that. You know what I got to do. And I apologize. That's on me. So whatever. But it's just that I will say, after I've gone through this big, long thought process of constantly being like, okay, I don't ever want to be in a position where I have like a roadblock from in a conversation where I'm like going down the conversational tree where like I will talk about whatever I want to talk about, and sometimes it'll be repetitive, and like that's the rule in life. Like there's always a drawback to you being yourself, and everybody deep down is annoying to somebody. And you can try and cover it up, but if you're being yourself, you're being annoying. Like that's and annoying is a subjective thing. And you'll be subjectively annoying to more people the more genuine you are, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So I do think that as a result of me kind of not sacrificing myself to do this stream, a side effect of that is I'll be telling some of the same stories, but in a different way as my perspective changes. It's not much of a sacrifice to make, is there? I think you should just keep it natural. People are annoyed that you say the same thing all the time. They're probably in here too much. Yeah, I know, right? I feel like you know what you sign up for because I am 21 years old. In 21 years, I know that might seem like a long time to some of you in here, but if you're older than 21, like maybe in your 40s or 50s, 21 years is not that much, and I have plenty of stories to tell. I have lots of little funny anecdotes, probably too many to even say in one lifetime at this point. However, the stories that really are notable to me and what matter to me, especially because a lot of the people in here talked about the same stuff. So naturally, my associations from what I see in chat will, probably be like maybe the same 150 to 200 stories. There will be repetition, especially because there are way more than 100 live streams that I've done. And each live stream, I talk about more than one thing on average. So you'll naturally notice some stories get told over and over again. And I'll say no story exceeds 5 times. At the very most, I've told the same story like maybe 5 times. Maybe. What? Have you seen me tell a story like 7 times?
I'm not taking count here.
Very
But,
good. That's the right mindset.
I think I do remember some story about walking dogs.
I've only heard that story once. I've only heard that story
Well
once.
done. Anyway. Yeah.
Speaking of numbers, there is one piece of paper left, Mom, and I'm going to. Oh yeah, they should Mom reveal. Mom.
What's that? Oh, hello. Okay.
This is my mom. She's very supportive. She's not supportive of me, eating. Oh, thank you. Oh, she's supportive of me eating healthier than, pieces of paper. I appreciate it. Ever since I got my hand tattoos, my mom's not been very supportive of my handwriting, nor any activity other than being healthy, eating bananas, and walking dogs. But it's okay. By the way, Mom, these are not hand tattoos. They are my flashcards.
Yes.
And yes, I am 21 and I live with my mom. And that's because I like it. I'd say my rule is only make fun of somebody for still living with their parents if they like are trying to get out and they're like being entrapped or they're too submissive or not capable. Now, granted, I don't know what my capabilities are, but I bet you if I tried super duper hard, tried my hardest, darndest, I could probably live elsewhere. But I'm proud. I'm a proud mama's boy. Don't knock the mama's boy hustle. I'm holding down school and 3 jobs. Thank you very much. And I'm doing just fine. And I'm here with my mom because I love her, not because, I want to move out and I'm not capable. There are people who are like in their 30s and 40s who still live with their mothers only because they're like really fat and can't get out of their couch. Either that or, the television has way too many good shows and cable costs too much in like Australia or whatever. Have you seen those reality shows on TLC where it's like My Fat Loser Son, Volume 4, where like it's always in some like British country where it's like my son won't stop eating fruitcakes at the fucking dinner table. And it's like some 40-year-old guy and he has like a goatee and he's like, "Fuck you, mother. You you didn't give me enough fruit in me fruitcake." And he's like flipping tables and he's like in front of the TV. There is one about a guy who literally didn't get up from his chair. There's this chair in front of his TV and he would never get up from it. I know, I'm almost done. He would never get up from it. And he apparently spent like 20 to 30 years on that fucking chair. And there was a part where like the cameraman made him like sit up out of his chair and there was like bugs and like earwigs and shit in there. Would I ever get a real tattoo? No. No. I know that immediately after I get it, I would immediately start regretting it because I don't want to permanently deface my body. That's just not a thing I want to do. No.
Oh, definitely have fun getting tattooed.
Really?
Definitely.
You should get Martin Luther King Jr.'s face tattooed on top of your face. It's a tribute to him, man. Isn't that a great idea? Imagine going to the tattoo parlor. Hey, bro, what do you want? Oh, man, I got a tattoo for you, man. Just imagine Martin Luther. Can you align Martin Luther King's gigantic black nose with my nose? Just make sure it's black all over. What would that look like? That looks so bad. Have the tattoo of Martin Luther King's face smoking a cigarette, so like right underneath your lip is like a cigarette. Fucking just every worst design. Can we come up with like the worst tattoo idea ever?
In fact, I'm in contact with somebody who does tattoo designs in North Carolina.
Tattoos are quite disgusting, Methuselah, son of Enoch, says. What have you to say in defense of your life decision?
Is that tattoos look awesome if done right. Tattoos look incredible.
Mr. Meth.
If it's your opinion that you don't think they look cool, that's cool, but whatever.
Mr. Methuselah, Randy says in his defense, tattoos look awesome, and you're talking out of your big, uninked ass. What have you to say? He probably already left streaming. He shut off this video a long time ago when I started talking about Martin Luther King. I wanted to originally make my speech about how Martin Luther King was assassinated by the FBI, which is empirically proven. Thank you very much.
I haven't researched enough on that.
Who do you think, like, based off the media you've consumed, who do you think killed Martin Luther King?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was FBI.
But what do you think? What have you been told by everybody? Like, what's the most frequent?
I really don't know that much about MLK's death specifically.
Well, the narrative is that a racist white guy associated with the KKK named James Earl Ray was the one who killed him. The initial theory is that the KKK put a bounty on King's head, which was technically true. However, James Earl Ray had nothing to do with it, but it was an easy narrative to buy into because everybody could believe that, evil white guy, totally not connected with the government, acting on his own accord, assassinated the civil rights leader, the most unpopular, like, nationally famous celebrity of the 60s. Like, in his time, everybody hated King. The left hated King, the right hated King. I mean, the left back then, which was basically encompassing, like, both parties encompassed basically everybody anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Like, everybody hated him. Pastors hated him. Fellow black communities, for the most part, hated him. There were sects that didn't. But a lot of people did not like how Martin Luther King let the blacks get kicked down in order for them, the legislation to be lifted, which is what had to realistically happen in order for change to come by. You had to paint an accurate picture of the dynamic back then. But anyways, when he was shot, the details that were supposedly added up was there was one witness who testified that he saw James Earl Ray leaving, and then there was a whole thing about a shop owner on how he testified that he brought in a gun and then he dropped a package with the gun, which the bullets did not fit the caliber of gun that was supposedly held by James Earl Ray. A bunch of other details that I don't exactly remember very clearly, but they're all in a court case where the King family did not buy the narrative that evil white guy is just evil and white and killed Martin Luther King. They compiled evidence and got him a much better lawyer than his lawyer when he was prosecuted for the murder, of which the lawyer, I do believe, was paid off and instructed him to plead guilty, or else his brother would be arrested as well as him. He would be placed in jail for life. So, I have a question about your hair. Ask away while I keep talking about MLK's assassination. So, when all the details were added up, the Supreme Court case in 1998 actually succeeded. They won, and the court saw objectively that MLK was murdered by the FBI.
Except that I'm finding, like, I'm literally looking it up right now about that case, and that I'm seeing a lot of sources say that that's kind of misinformation.
You're saying that in court it was proven?
That I have to read further. That it wasn't okay.
There's lots of
You're
fishy
claiming-
activity. There's lots of fishy
You're
activity,
claiming
Randy.
That in 1999 or 1998, that the court ruled that they won a lawsuit. That's not like I'm still reading on it. But,
I don't believe it was a lawsuit though. Because the lawyer, I forgot what his name was, Peter something, not Peter Griffin, but Peter something. The lawyer compiled evidence and he had over 1,000 pages. And if you look at the court transcript, it's an official file. I can find it for you. They contain lots of eyewitness testimonies and how the main eyewitness testimony was a guy who was so drunk at the time and he later rescinded his own testimony. And then a lot of the other guys who testified later admitted while drunk to, I believe it was a whole story. What was his name? God. His last name began with L. He was the guy who owned the shop. And he corroborated with lots of people associated with J. Edgar Hoover, who was the guy who was known to have orchestrated the thing. There was a guy at the Pentagon who was told by another person, an insider to the FBI, who told him that he was a part of a meeting where they basically put out the hit on MLK. Now, all this might sound like wacky conspiracy theories. However, my friend, not only is it proven and you can actually search it up and there will be reputable sites that will show it, but also the court case was pretty cut and dry, if you ask me. And I've seen the transcript. It's a real thing. Randy, have you not found that transcript yet? It's there on the internet. It's very public. So I'll find it. It's pretty detailed, but the crux becomes obvious pretty quickly. But anyways, I cannot watch too much. I'm doing 5 things at once. That's bullshit. I know that you've been posting Bible shit in here all the time. That's Methuselah. I know that's you. Come on, man. Would I do a side part? What is a side part? Is it like when all the hair goes off to one side? Like, okay, hold on. This is gonna look completely terrible, but see, it doesn't even work because it's too fucking thick. Wait, okay, just give me a second. This is gonna look so bad. Just give me a second. This is not like a mirror view on my video, so it looks really strange. So it's gonna be really disorienting. All right. That's not a side part. Is it like when you comb it all to one side and you put hair gel in it so it looks like I'm about to go to church? I think that might be it. Yeah, I know. My hair is way too thick. It's bad. I want to get more bald. Like, I know I have a bald spot right here. Do I? Actually, no. You see I have a bald spot right there. I need for that to spread to the rest of my head. Then I'll be able to easily style my hair on any given day of the week. Look it up for sure to make sure. Yeah, where's my phone? By the way, I've been done with the paper for a while. I got to walk my dog. So I got to leave. But first, let's look up what a side part is. Okay. And then I'll leave. Side part. Oh, this? Nah, come on, man. I'm not gonna do that. That's like a 2010s country musician haircut. Fuck all that. Dog reveal? Oh, they're boring. They're not even cool. I'll reveal them later. If you go to my Instagram, there are pictures of my dogs, which I'm gonna put right here. I know I've done this before. I'm sorry. I just can't resist. I love doing it. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for watching day 735 of eating a sheet of paper a day. I'll see you tomorrow, day 736. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. Till next time, this is goodbye. Mwah.